All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Makak Dash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. This is going to be a lesson on how we got to watch out for Esau, man, because this guy is always trying to categorize and put people in groups, right? But yet he never wants to be put in no group. He's always trying to stereotype everyone on this earth, but yet he never wants to be stereotyped, right? So when one of his nation commits a crime or does something wrong, oh, that's him as an individual. But then when one of our nation does something as a crime, that's the whole group should be blamed for that, right? When they start to see a trait within our nation of certain characteristics that are of our nation, well, then that's a trait of our nation. But when we see traits of their nation, then, oh, now you can't try and say that that's a trait of our nation, right? That's the individuals doing it, right? Not all people, right? Sirach chapter 12 and verse 10, never trust thine enemy. So it don't mean at 11 a.m. you can trust them, but then at 3 p.m. you can't. No, never trust them, man. Right? Never trust thine enemy. So in the winter, don't trust them. In the spring, don't trust them. In the autumn, don't trust them. In the summer, don't trust them, man. Never, no matter what the season is, no matter what time of the day, don't trust them, man. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, so he might humble himself and talk to you in a soft way, right? Oh, well, the society's collapsing. We all should take this thing. And I think that the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the most at risk of this. So we're going to try and make sure that they get it. Why? Are you going to try and make sure that anything comes to us first when you hate our guts? Because you really want to get rid of us? That's why. But nice try, man. We saw through that. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not altogether been wiped away. Right? They're always trying to set up a snare for us, man. They're part of the reason why the Israelite man and the Israelite woman don't like each other really that for them. Are starting to not really like each other at all that much, man. They're the reason. They're the part of the reason why the Israelite woman's such a demon, man. Because they've helped her degenerative mind form into this state that we see now, man. They've continually helped it grow and bud because they knew that the main people that it destroyed was us. They're part of the reason to blame, man. Right? The Israelite woman still got her own part to play in it, but they're part of the reason. Because they've destroyed the Israelite woman's mind from acting like an Israelite woman and implanted in it Shaniqua, LaQuisha, Siobhan, Shanice, Big Shirley, Latoya, LaQuandra, Sharkeisha. You know what I mean? They've implanted all the Suki Hana, Sexy Red. You know what I mean? They're the ones that pushed all of this madness on these women, man. To just be a big twerk demon, man. They're the ones that pushed that. They're the ones that pushed on the Israelite man to be Pookie and Ray. Shit, they're even the ones that pushed that Puff Diddy thing on to the Israelite man. That stems from acting like an Edomite. When an Israelite's doing all that stuff that P. Diddy did, they're acting like what Esau would do, man. That's what Esau does. And we know that Esau is a wrong'un because when he had the ability to have power over a whole other nation, what did he do? He did book breaking. You understand? As Israelite men, there ain't no amount of power that we'd have over a whole other nation that's going to make us skip over all the women and do that to men. You got to be sick in your head to do that shit. And they are sick in the head. And that's why we're not supposed to ever trust them, man. And they're after trying to come after people's offspring and people's bloodline and people's lineage. And any chance that they get to try and implant some madness on our children or on any of the Israelites in general, they'll do it, man. So if there's a little child, right? If you brothers out there, you've got children or whatever, right? And your children's a child at school, nursery, whatever, right? And they're acting like a child playing. Don't you know the schools will try and say that your child has got ADHD. They try and say that they're trying to say that they got autism. They try and put any kind of category on them so that they can try and destroy your child, man. These are the kind of things that these Edomites do down here. Oh, I think he's got learning difficulties because maybe a child might not want to listen to the BS that they're talking, man. Right? And that's why we need to not even be down here as a nation. And I'm saying this because I've seen these things happen, man. We've seen these things happen. This is how Esau does, man. And we've experienced it firsthand to where teachers used to say these kind of things about us. That's how we know this. That's how I know this to be true, because teachers they say these things about Israelites, man. I've seen teachers say these things about Israelites. I've seen them say it. They try and categorize people as things that we're not even. But then they don't categorize their own people as anything, really, man. They don't categorize their people as psychopaths because of all the things that Dave did. We need to get the farthest away from these Edomites, man. But all the things that these Edomites have did, and that's why I made this video a while back, man. Right? I made a video going into how all the things that these Edomites are doing ultimately leads them right here, man. Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. So all the things that they think they're doing, that they're getting away with it, they think they're being slick, it leads here. This is where it's all heading. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh have spoken it. Right? And we can see why, because every single turn, these Edomites are out to try and destroy us, man. Right? I've heard brothers say that their teachers told them when they was a little kid, man, you ain't ever gonna grow up to be nothing. Black people don't really grow up to be. I've heard brothers say that. Or black boys don't really grow up to be anything in this world. You ain't really gonna grow up to be nothing, man. And then this people's guy's a man now. This brother's a man now. But what would he have been thinking when that got said to him when he was a child? And if he would have, what would have happened if he would have listened to them? Oh, you're just not gonna be nothing, man. Why though? I'm a little kid. Just because, innit? That's just the way it goes. But that's not true though. Because anytime when we try and do things as Israelites, and there's even a little bit of a chance where we get to really show our worth, we're the best at it. And that's what it's always been. And they've always been lying, man. And the proof in that is that there used to be a time where they tried to make out like we couldn't be the best boxers. They used to try and talk like that. They used to talk like that. Oh, we can't play basketball. Or we can't run. They're faster than us. Or they'd be faster than us. But that's not true. Just like it's not true that they're smarter than us, man. They're not smarter than us, man. These Edomites are not more intelligent than us. And if they think they are, well, let's look at the world that they made. Right? You've got trans, right, running around. You've got some boy at school running around against girls. He's 6'2". They're all average height, like 5'5", 5'6", right? And he runs against them with his knees damn near all up in his chest and a long distance race and smokes the hell out of them. Beats them all easy. And no one can say nothing because, well, you know what I mean? But then that's not called a mental disease. That's not called a mental disorder. But then if there'll be a kid in school, right, that likes one category of the school curriculum, but then don't like another category of the school curriculum. So he focuses more on one category, but then not on another one. Oh, he's got a disorder. You know what I mean? Oh, he's got a disorder. So if let's say there's a kid at school that likes football, right? And he plays football, but when it comes to English, he don't really care about that. Oh, he's got a disorder. But then they won't say that a person that's wearing a dress, that's a man, that he's got a disorder. So that's how we know that this world's all over the place, man. People that don't know how many genders there are, they don't get told that they've got a mental disease or you've got a disorder, you have. And even this video, who knows, man? If I put this out there, who knows, will it even stay up on the internet? Who knows, man? But I find it funny that one thing gets called a disorder and all of that, but then another thing don't get called that. It's ridiculous, man. These people are all over the place. They're all over the place, man. And that's why everything that they're doing leads to Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18 because it needs to go that way. They need to lose all the power that they have. It's necessary. It's actually necessary for the earth to still have anything left on it, for them to not have power. Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And people are mourning. People try and make it like it's just us that have, them blacks are at it again. Blacks are on, the 13%, the 13%. Listen, man, most of you people's grievances in this world are not because of us. If you was being honest, most of you people's grievances in this world are because of Esau, are because of the people in charge. It's not nothing to do with us. Because most of you don't even live nowhere near us. But because you're cowards, right, you try and pick on the people that you know have got the least amount of power. That's what you do. And then you'll only talk about the crimes of the people that have got the least power. But then if it's about justice in general, then you should be talking about everyone. That's what Israelites do. We talk about everyone. So we'll see a P. Diddy and we'll be like, he's wicked. But then we'll see the people that you hold up as presidents, right, prime ministers, and as philanthropists, right, we'll say they're wicked too because we know what they're really up to, man. But you only want to really talk about one group, don't you? Because you're cowards, man. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. We ain't supposed to ever trust these Edomites, man. Because they're out to get us at every turn, man. They're out to get the women, right? And they've already got Eve. Eve's done out here, man. Eve's finished, bro. Right? They're out to get the children, in particular the Israelite boys, right? They're out to get the Israelite boys and to make sure that the Israelite girl ends up exactly the same as the women that are already destroyed, man. Right? They're hoping that the Israelite boys, if they can't become a singer or entertainer or an actor, right? Well, then let him become a Pookie and Ray Ray, man. Right? Or if he's not going to be a sports athlete, okay, well, we've got a Pookie and Ray Ray program over here for him, right? And we're going to get him in prison, right? And he's just going to be that. He's going to be that thug life Pookie and Ray Ray thing that we've made because we've got a category for him there. But if he wants to be actually a good person a so-called good person in the society anyway, that would be respected. Nah, we ain't really got no spaces for that. We ain't got a space for that at the moment. Sorry. He's going to have to become a Pookie and a Ray Ray. Oh, we can give you a loan for 100,000 for you to get your body changed so that you can become a woman. But we won't give you that same amount of money to start your own business. You know? We'll give you this amount of money for a student loan. But if you come to us for that same amount of money to start your own business, right? Nah, we ain't going to give you that. Nah, no thanks. You're not economically viable. No chance. You're not having it. Nah, sorry. We just don't really think that business would work out in that part of the world. Sorry. You know? That's this world, man. That they never wanted us to ever start saying that we're Israelites, man. And that's why out of all the things that you can see on the world, this is the main thing that gets on their nerves, man. This is the main thing because this gives you belief that there's a better day, man. This gives you hope, right? And the thing that the wicked don't want to see is hope. They hate hope, right? The wicked hate hope, man. They don't like hope. They don't like people to have hope. Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. They hate hope because hope is faith, right? Having faith is hope. But they don't want us to have no hope, man. They can't stand hope. They can't stand faith. Because anytime when they try and say stuff to us, oh, how do you know? Or how do you know that the Bible is the word of God? Because I've got faith in it. Oh, that's what we can say. They don't want to hear us say that, man. Yeah, or how comes you think America's Babylon the Great? It doesn't say America in the Bible because that's what I believe and I got faith in it. Or how comes you think that the Lord's name's Yahweh? Because I got faith in it. Or how comes you think that the Lord's name is Yahweh Shai? Because I got faith in that. Or how do you know that this Hebrew that you're talking, that you're saying that you're talking, is the real Hebrew that they used to speak in the past? Well, again, it's because I've got faith in that, which is hope. How comes you black people that ain't got no military, and you Native Americans, you Latinos, that ain't got no military, you ain't got nothing going on for yourselves? How comes you're thinking that you're going to rule the world when you ain't got no ability to physically do that? Well, again, that's faith. And they hate that, right? These people hate that, man. Because it's very difficult to stop somebody having faith, to stop somebody from having hope. Because no matter how dark the time that they're in is, hope can always make that person think it can get better. No matter how much pressure Esau puts on us, we can always have hope that he's not going to be able to keep doing that forever. Because the thing is, Esau, just like any other person on this earth, dies. Right? So that's how we know. Esau's never and hasn't always been ruling. So that's how we know that he's not going to always rule. Because he hasn't been always ruling. That's how we know. And that's what we have the faith that it's going to happen again, man. Verse 6, Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to Yahweh must believe that he is. So if you had the proof, if you could just get some binoculars and at a certain point of time in the day, look up at the clouds and you'll just see Yahweh sitting on the throne and the angels around him. It's not needed to have faith then, right? Or if once a year, Yahweh Shai came down to the earth to remind us, yep, guys, I do exist. See, look, see. Well, you don't need faith then, do you? But because we've only heard stories about him and have never seen him, that's why the faith's so powerful, man. Because then when we do see him, the faith is going to be shown as to why they had it, right? And I'm going to get a scripture for that. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 12 and verse 17. For men will not believe that thou art full of power, thou showest thy strength, and among them that know it, thou makest their boldness manifest. Because really the elect of the nation of Israel, and I'm not saying that I'm of the elect of the nation of Israel, but every person of the elect of the nation of Israel that's saying that they believe in Yahweh and that he exists, right? They know it, right? But they're just waiting for the proof of what they already know. And people can say, oh, you don't know that he exists. Well, if they, when the proof of him being on the earth and he shows himself, then they obviously did know, didn't they? Because the proof is their faith is going to be matched up with proof. And now everyone else is would try, if it was possible, they're trying to say that they've got faith now. But if you can't have faith with evidence, faith does not require evidence requires no faith. You can only have faith or you can only have hope when there's not concrete evidence, man. Right? Because there's certain evidence and things where we can say why we believe in Yahweh. Just to look at all the things that he's created. Right? Look at the earth in itself. Right? And how it always does the same. There's certain things that always happen. The sun always goes up. The moon always comes out. The seasons always come when they're supposed to come. Right? Certain stars in the sky always show themselves at certain intervals, man. So that's how we know that Yahweh exists. But the proof to where we start to see the chariots and start to see the things that I mentioned in the scriptures once again, to where the people in the scriptures even wrote about these things and spoke about them, right? That kind of evidence is going to be seen again, man. It's going to be seen again. I'm gonna end the lesson there, man. Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. Shalom.